but you couldn't because you'd need to focus. So,
well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people, there's different strokes, and different people enjoy different things, and they focus different ways. And back when I started in the late 90s, that was sort of almost like common nature.
Yeah.
You just like socialise with your mates and go for a bit of a skate.
Yeah.
It's all cool, but like
I was the same too. It was kind of a cool thing, like just to be a bit loose because no one really knew anything about anything.
But it's like
in those 90s, I reckon it was like Nirvana was playing, and
it's like 20 years later, Drew. Like here we are. It's like 2 decades later. You'd expect some change, and some growth. And I'm glad to see it, because it's we got the inclusion of skateboarding in the 2020 Olympic Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So skateboarding's big.
What, downhill skateboarding or just like the tricks?
It's more so of the trick style of skateboarding. Yeah. However, skateboarding as a genre has been included. And skateboarding isn't just one form of skateboarding. Skateboarding is everything. And if there was any one form of skateboarding that was more specific to Olympic competition, it would be downhill. Because
you'd think so, hey?
Well, anything that like requires racing and like time, time trials, first, second, third, all that sort of stuff. You know, with bowl skating, I love it. Don't get me wrong, I really love it. And the guys pushing the levels this day and age in the bowl are doing a whole lot of stuff I can't even comprehend. And they're doing it so quickly, I don't even know how they manage rotations and flips and all that sort of stuff. But that's all judged on people's, what they think is skillful and what they think looks good and what they think is like, you know.
It's up to the person that's judging.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, man.
Not necessarily the person who comes first.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. I was watching snow, some sort of, it was a snow skiing thing. It's because I've got Foxtel at home. Woohoo!
Foxtel.
Yeah, so Sunday afternoon after Nippers, switch it on. There's AMA Supercross. Yeah, you beauty. Switch it on the other channel. There's some sort of like, it's the trials to get into the Winter Olympics, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just something you watch for 20 minutes and flick it over. Well, it's been every Sunday. And there was this competition where it was like on skis, doing rail slides and tricks, right? Bit dorky for my personal taste, but I watched this kid do something that just blew my mind. But he only got judged like a third out of the judging. And I just kind of looked at it and went, well, how could that...
Is that like a third scale or a third of the judging
he came,
panel?
When he finished the thing, his arms are in the air. Yeah. You know how skiing goes and all those things. They give you a score. So when it's a time-based thing like downhill, it's clear who's the fastest, who won the race.
Yeah.
It's clear. But in those trick competitions, one guy goes first. Oh, he got a 9.8. Next guy, 9.6.
Yeah.
Next guy comes out. Whoa, 9.4. But to me, it was like the greatest looking thing I'd ever seen. Yeah. And he went, and he threw his stuff down. I went, well, how can that...
Yeah.
How can you... You know what I mean? It's up to a bunch of judges.
Yeah.
So you're right. Downhill skateboarding would be more of a clear and obvious gold medal winning deal.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't even have trick wheels or trick... You do within your own mind sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean...
Feels and what?
With the whole downhill thing, like it's basically... we do have limitations and restrictions and stuff like that. Weight is a big one. We can't have too much ballast. But, you know, so you've got stand-up, which is downhill skateboard. You've also got luge, which is the lie-down, go really fast stuff. And then you've got classic luge, which is like lying on a skateboard going downhill. However, the restrictions between classic luge and luge are massively different. There's like 70 mil wheels. You can only run 2 axles, 2 trucks, so to say. And there's a specific wheelbase. So all that sort of stuff like plays into, you know, different bits and pieces. But for downhill, there's really for stand up downhill, there's really only just the weight restrictions. As far as I'm aware, I haven't really raced on the World Cup level in a couple of years. Last year, but I mean, I just keep my gear.
But it's the kind of thing
I keep my gear the same, man. I skate mellow roads, somewhat similar. I might give my trucks a couple of turns tighter and go downhill really quick. But yeah, I ride all the same sort of wheels, the same.
But do you
trucks,
settle on the same trucks? Like what's?
Yeah, same trucks.
What are they?
160mm Kodiak Bears. They're a reverse kingpin truck. So your normal skateboard truck is a traditional kingpin where the kingpin sits behind the axle. So therefore the turning radius isn't as great. The reverse kingpin means that the kingpin is in front of the axle and it gives the axle a whole lot more sort of turn and it's a lot more lively.
What do you reckon, Rika?
Yeah, you may as well be talking to me in French, hey?
No,
but I do have a little bit of knowledge because my son skates. My son skates, and he the first time he skated to school because we've got this hill that he goes down, and the bottom of the hill is actually quite a busy road. And every day I dread him going to school because he just skates to school and skates home.
Does he wear a helmet?
No.
Oh, get him on a helmet.
But he's more into doing tricks and,
That's all right.
He likes looking for staircases that he can go and do shit on.
But if he's going down hills, he needs a helmet.
How big's the hill? 100 metres?
Oh, it's not, yeah, maybe 150, 200.
Man, we got a mum talking here. It could be like 20 feet.
The driveway is 150 metres long.
No, wait, I actually have a question for you, but it's going back to the beginning of. I always do this, don't I? I always go back to.
I love it. I love it. Full circle.
Really? When you said it's going to this event, what is it? The
Tame the Taipan Downhill Challenge.
Yeah, that's going to happen in Gilston in a private residence.
Private estate.
Private estate.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are places on the Gold Coast that are actually massive, but how many people do you think are going to come to this? And because that's the first thing I thought is like, where would you park?
I've got parking sorted. It's across the road at Frank Chaston Oval. I've already got approval off the council.
So
I've paid for it.
Yes.
Wow, really? So parking sorted.
Parking sorted. It could take probably the better part of 1,000 cars.
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
I can land a helicopter in there. I've also got a helicopter organised for finals day.
Holy shit. Wow, yeah.
Gold Coast Heli Tours are on board.
Yeah.
They're throwing down Mondo sponsorship with an epic helicopter and a 6-axis gyro stabilised super zoom camera. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah, they do all the stuff for, the top of the list for me would be all the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff.
Yeah.
That's them.
Wow.
They've done numerous movies. Like you look at their like repertoire and their numerous movies, numerous TV shows, series, and they've got the contract for the Commonwealth Games for all the road events.
Oh,
That's actually a great question because,
Just
if I'm going to go to Tame the Taipan, I'd think, shit, I'm going up this hill. Like, maybe I can't actually... What am I thinking? Yeah. Can I go and park in there and just...
you can drive all the way out Warrangi Road, get to the Gilston Primary School, turn left into Frank Chaston Oval, and you've got unlimited parking in there.
And so you're going to charge...
Yeah, it's...
why not?
You'd have to, but just for people that might be interested in going.
Not for parking. We're not charging for parking or nothing
really?
like that. No.
Just to watch the event.
To enter the private residence, the residents have asked that I put an entry cover on the door, and it's not going to be much, but that is compensation for the estate. The entry, none of that goes to the event. That all goes straight to the estate, and that essentially, solidifies our relationship with the estate. They've gone out of their way in the last 7 years to have me bring different skaters from around the world, for a few hours of an afternoon to skate down their main resident road. And, I'm super grateful of that. Yeah. And the community, I've asked them over the last 7 years not to even go near the place, and they've respected that. And I can't thank the community enough because I guess without their respect for the residents of the estate, we wouldn't have this event, But there's plenty of parking. It's going to cost not much to get in.
Is it going to be foods?
Yep.
Food trucks
I'm going to have food trucks. I'm going to have coffee trucks if you're there early enough.
Portaloos.
Going to have portaloos. I'm going to have live bands.
Oh wow! So it's going to be a full event.
Pretty much. I'd like to build it. We've got a 5-year contract with the estate.
Wow.
And I'd like to build it into something of an event, of a festival sort of thing.
Yeah. That'd be good for that area because they've got nothing at the moment.
It's massive out there. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, are we ready?
And we're back.
Check 1, 2, 3.
Seriously, I really mean it when I say, like, I remember when you and Jeremy Rogers came in. How's those beers?
Did you hear that?
Here's to Australia Day.
Sick. Cheers.
Here's to bloody Australia. That's tomorrow. What is it? Thursday night.
It is Thursday night, yeah.
Thursday night in the Gold Coast, the beautiful, perfect Gold Coast, with Adam Yates.
However, we should remember the traditional people of the land as well.
100%.
Yes, we should.
Yeah.
100%.
It's not all celebration, it's remembrance.
Oh, yeah, well, you know what, man?
That's how I like to look at it anyway. I've always looked at it like that anyway.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm completely off radio and TV. I actually don't see it, apart from this, Supercross on Sunday. I was only told by someone else recently that there's all this thing going on about Triple J, and
yeah, well,
I've completely missed out on it. I'm going, thank God I've missed out on it, because I still think it's just Australia Day, which means we celebrate being here in the beach.
You and me, we're in the same boat, except I listen to Triple J at
the top 100.
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just my missus loves it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's at work.
Right.
And depending on the jobs that we're doing, if we're on the tools and like chainsaws and stuff, you can't listen to radio. But if we're doing like construction style of work, have a radio sitting there, you can hear what's going on.
The news yep.
Yeah, and I heard all this stuff going on last year, and I was like, what's this all about? And I haven't really tapped too much into it. But then now tomorrow being Australia Day, it sort of like sparked that memory. So whatever happens tomorrow, I really don't care. I'm still going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Wake up, have a surf, hang out with my kids, respect the people that come before me, cheers them, say thank you, have a barbecue, and maybe watch a bit of cricket in the afternoon.
Oh man, that sounds
and
so good.
I think there's going to be, there's going to be like Triple J along there.
Yeah.
I don't even know where they're doing the hottest 100.
They are.
Are they doing it?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Apparently.
Really?
We were supposed to go and listen to it, but I was like, I don't want to go.
Man, I wouldn't even know.
How do you listen to 100 songs all day?
I know. Like, I'd rather be, depending on if it rains,
because you have to be at uni or something. You have to be in one of those times in your life where you're in a share house.
You know what?
If someone's putting it on.
I've strapped the radio to my pushy one year and ridden around with my missus, and I couldn't remember the top 10.
Yeah, we
were just drinking and riding, and I was still sober enough to ride a bike, but I can't really remember the top 10.
Man, that's the thing about not listening to the radio. I don't even know what a top 10 song might sound. It's really pretty crazy, actually, in my life. I don't know what's good. No,
What's
greatest
good?
memory.
What's good is this.
Yeah, me too.
Talking, podcasts.
Yeah, mate.
Spreading the love.
What's the future?
With a bit of music on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My greatest memory of Australia Day was when my little bloke was born, and he was probably 2, right? So I think your life changes when you have kids a little bit. You start to go, oh, okay. Now we have to go and do, you feel like you should celebrate these sort of things because he's showing someone small about what it's all about. You actually,
passing it on.
And I remember walking around Greenmount. Walking around Greenmount on this perfect day, 6 or maybe 5 years ago. And I see in Rainbow Bay, like Snapper Rocks, Rainbow Bay, all these kids, I'd call them kids, 20-something years old, had gotten, and it became a thing. I've seen it for a few years. When the weather's perfect, you get like a blow-up pool that looks like a spa. You flip it over. So it's a blow-up $30 to $60 pool that you get from Kmart. Flip it over, and it becomes like a pontoon.
In the water.
Yeah, so they're laying in the surf. There was no surf at all. There's like somewhat of an air pocket, but you're sitting on an upside down swimming pool. So much fun. And there was like 6 or 8 of them. And then the next year they were in Currumbin. I was going, this is the greatest Aussie thing ever.
Floating around.
Yeah.
Floating around, just floating around. And that's what Australia is to me.
Was it last year?
And drinking beer.
Yeah. But was it Australia Day last year, or was it the buskers by the creek day? I remember when everyone was saying they were all going to go to Currumbin Creek on their floaties.
Yeah.
When was that?
We were trying to organise it for Buskers by the Creek.
Oh, it was Buskers by the
Yeah,
Creek. 'Cause
to
that
make it
would've
a
been-
big float on the water sort of
Yeah.
deal.
Don't they do a float thing